Hey, Lee here from SpreadHappy.net in my lovely sun hat. Do you like it? I thought it was quite fashionable, so I thought I would expose you to it. No expense spared for this incredible fashion design. So, talking about eating what you want, not what you think you should have. Holy smoke, that's a tricky one. That's a really big one. But always remember what I was talking about before, and that is that people overestimate what they can do in a short space of time, and they underestimate what they can do in a longer space of time. So many people give up, just as they're going to make it, whether that be on weight loss, whether that be in success in business, in relationships, whatever it is. Most of the time, not most of the time, a lot of the time, people give up just at the moment where if they'd have just persevered that little bit further, they'd have got all the results they wanted. And so when you hear that, eat what you want, take it into perspective. You see, what I'm working on for myself, and I would like you to take on too, if you would, is to get into intuitive living, really. But we're talking about eating, so intuitive eating. Because when you're in touch with your body, not through addiction to foods, not through what you have been told is good for you and what's not good for you, but actually through intuition of the body, of the mind, and what's going on. When you can do that, life, for me anyway, just becomes so much easier, better, It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to live, as opposed to it being a chore, as opposed to it being set in a certain way in what we've got to do and what we must do and what we must put up with and so on. So, eat what you want, not what you think you should. This is the first golden rule taught to me by Paul McKenna. He's a very famous guy in England, not so famous in America, but he's originally a famous hypnotist, a stage hypnotist, but he went into personal growth in a big way, teaches NLP and so on. And he come up with this from, it's not rocket science, from what actually works. And the first golden rule is eat what you want, not what you think you should. Now this, as I say, takes a little time, because initially you think, are you kidding me? If I can eat what I want, I'll just go into, the nearest supermarket and eat the whole stall of cookies and whatever it might be, cheese and whatever, right? Well, initially that might be the case, because, it's like we've been let loose sort of thing. But after a while, you won't actually need to really go for it and overeat. Remember, this is the first of 4 golden rules. So when you implement the rest, it will all make sense. But I just want to explain this, that we're told over and over, this is good for you, that's bad for you. Then, I was in the business, and I used to have to eat humble pie many times, where I'd be telling my clients, oh, this is the way to eat, and it's backed by science. 2 years later, the science is telling us something different. And I'd be like, tail between my legs, well, wasn't me. They told me. But, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, and it's confusing. So by eating what you want, you get in touch with what actually works for you. Because I'm telling you, most nutritionists, the best nutritionist on the planet anyway, is your own body. But most nutritionists will tell you that it's sort of guesswork. So if you're going to guess, you might as well guess yourself and take it on. Go, and I'm pointing to my chest here, and you can't say, but take on that intuition so you can really start to get intuitive eating. Do I really want that ice cream? How will that make me feel? It's amazing. I used to love ice cream. I really did. I used to love ice cream, and the next day I would be feeling like I've got a cold or flu-y, you know, the ear, nose, and throat type thing. Crazy. And I would eat it, and every time I would feel bad. So I've stopped. I do my Yonana now. I tell you, it's fantastic. You have frozen bananas. You can put cacao powder on it, cinnamon, whatever. It's as good, if not better, than ice cream, taste-wise. But for me personally anyway, it's so much better for me, and I don't get, you know, cold or flu symptoms afterwards. So it's phenomenal. So that's what I wanted to put to you. There are many studies, there are many things that I can tell you about this, but just have that in mind. Start to think about, what is it that I want to eat? Not what I should eat, not what, you know, is convenient. What do I want to eat? And you might find some surprising results from that. Okay, leave a Lily in his very, very cute sun hat, yeah? Okay, maybe not. Take care.